Hello everybody, Ian Robs here, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are hopefully going to make the last leg of this journey here. We have another 311 miles to go, and let's get started. This is part 3, I guess, of our journey. High gear. There we go. Lots of space over there. This is good. So we slept the night. It's 6:30 a.m. here. So we're going to go ahead and try and make, like I said, make our last little leg of the journey. I hope, at least. That's the plan. Good. It's so funny. I still haven't figured out that shifter situation, so I just left it the way it was for the time being. I'm getting used to it, but it still seems odd. There we go. No one's coming there. 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. I think we'll be okay. Probably should limit this so I'm not doing over, well, not over 100 kilometers an hour, but doing over 60, or so I'm doing like 70 or something like that. What are we at now? Just at 50, just about. So let's go ahead and put our cruise control on here. Put it up in our 5 clicks. See if we can't make the last little leg of the journey here. There we go. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I went to Montreal, like I said in the last video. Went to Montreal for the Montreal Car Show. Always a lot of fun doing that, seeing what all the new cars look like. I sat in a Mitsubishi Mirage, and I was really surprised as to how big the back of it is. Like, even as a passenger, like, I'm only a 5'8". I'm not super tall. But sitting in the back of that thing, I had lots of space. And my buddy, who was like, he's like 6'2", got in the back seat as well, just to see how much space there was. No problems whatsoever either. So, surprisingly, a lot amount of space in one of those. We did the same thing with the Chevy Spark and the Micra, the Nissan Micra, but they have a lot less legroom in the back. But it depends on if you're driving it. So, like, a Mirage is a good family vehicle, I guess. Whereas I would say if you don't have any family, maybe a Spark or a Micra might be a good choice. And you can find them fairly cheap too. Like, even a brand new Micra is like only like 10 grand or something like that. And for a while they were all competing for the cheapest vehicle in North America. And the Micra was it for a while, then the Spark. So I don't think the Mirage was the Mirage? I don't think so. Maybe at some point, but I don't believe they were fighting for that kind of same title. Got to see a lot of trucks, which was interesting. Apparently Jeep's coming out with a new truck Jeep thing. They called it, well, it was Gladiator, according to what my friend was saying. I didn't know they were coming out with it. It looked like a Ford Raptor sort of idea, because it's like an off-road version of a truck. So it's like a Jeep. Imagine a Jeep with like a box. So someone actually commented on my Instagram a while back the other day saying, yeah, probably isn't great at off-roading considering the wheelbase is so long. So getting over things would be a little difficult because you'd probably get stuck in the middle. I don't know, it depends what kind of off-roading you're doing, I suppose. And I did look a lot on the way back. I spent a lot of time on autotrader.ca looking at cars, which is always fun to do. One of my favorite pastimes. So I'm like, oh, let's see what we got here. Anything interesting? So look for some trucks. Basically, I was trying to see what I could find, if I could find a 4x4 or an all-wheel drive vehicle that wasn't super expensive. Because I probably wouldn't buy a new car. I just put too many. I don't know. I put a lot of kilometers. Oh, we discovered Phoenix. Apparently, I haven't been here before. Probably have, just not on this profile. Yeah, because I just put so many kilometers in a year. Like a lot of leases probably wouldn't do very well with 40,000 kilometers a year. Oh, what do we got up here? Saw a lot of this on the highway heading to Montreal. Although we were dealing with snow, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. Whoa, detour. Was not expecting that. There's a helicopter there and everything. Look at that. Car's flipped over. Someone's getting evac, it looks like. Yep. Did not see that one coming at all. Do I really have to do it like this? Oh, wow. This is a ridiculous detour. Surprised it didn't hit anything, to be honest with you. This is our turn up here again, it looks like. We're just getting off the highway and back on the highway. There we go. Get to one. One high is probably going to be fine in this context. A little bit of a rolling stop here. It's just a long trailer, so. There's a police officer right there too, of course. Alright. What the heck is that? Is that a charger? Yeah, it looks like a charger. I've actually driven a charger before. It wasn't a sport version. It was like a rental. So, what the rental companies tend to do is they tend to buy the cheapest version of the vehicle. So, like, if you're driving a Charger, you're driving like a 4-cylinder one, for example. It's not; they're not actually 4 cylinders, but that's what it seems like. Instead of driving like the sport version of it, so. But I've driven one. It's like, it wasn't too bad on the highway, actually. There we go. Like I said, I hope the road's clear this way at least. Clear on that side. This is good. Wait for that Mustang to go. Alright. This is our stop once again here. Hopefully it just loops around without having to actually do the old. I'm gonna go left. Get this lane here. There we go. Need the GPS to tell me, stay in the left there, go left at the fork. There we go. I forgot they added stuff like that, detours. That's a pretty hefty detour though. You're coming this lane now, are you? Alright, 65's up here. Let's go ahead and make that left turn. This is where you get out of the truck. I feel like Hammond there from Grand Tour when he's in his ridiculous cars all the time. What speed are we going? Like 55? Yeah. 55, that works. So yeah, gotta say lots of interesting cars and trucks. They had a Nissan Altima on tracks, which was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it actually drives or not. The tracks looked, compared to what I'm used to seeing, the tracks look a little flimsy. Because I'm kind of used to seeing like off-roading tracks at work. So I wasn't sure if they were like legitimate tracks you could use for a car. So I know, I guess a couple years ago, they had a tracked GMC Sierra maybe or something like that. I can't remember, but it was a gigantic truck. Got to see the new Ford Ranger as well, from Ford, of course. My wife, that's the size of truck my wife likes, is the Ford Rangers. The old ones. Now I showed her some pictures of the new one. She's like, "That's huge." I'm like, "Yeah, that's basically the size." It's like because she was thinking like a Chevy S10. There's that old Mazda truck, whatever that name is, or the Ford Ranger, the old ones. So that's the kind of size of vehicle she was thinking of when she's thinking of the truck. So when I showed her pictures of the Ford Ranger, she was kind of like, "That is the largest Ford Ranger I've ever seen." Like, it's just silly. It's the size like a Nissan Frontier or GMC Canyon, I guess. Kind of in that truck class. I don't know what that would be in that scenario, but that's what it kind of ends up being. I don't know, not a full-size truck, but well, it sure seems full-size. Like, I think the GMC Canyon, the new ones, they haul they can haul up to 7,000 pounds, which is pretty significant. That's a really big boat. or a fairly large sized trailer as well, should you ever want to haul a trailer. What else would it be? I don't know. Lots of wood, I suppose, if you were hauling wood or logs or something. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of surprising, actually. Although, funny thing, I was comparing the Canyon to the GMC Sierra, and side by side, it's kind of like, okay, well, the Canyon's obviously going to be a bit more fuel efficient because it's a smaller truck. Nope, the GMC Sierra was more, on average, I'll say, more fuel efficient, because it was like 11.2 liters to the 100 kilometers versus 12.2. So it was pretty bizarre, actually. I wasn't expecting to see that kind of difference. It wasn't a huge difference, like 1 liter to 100 kilometers. It's not gigantic, but for the size of the truck, you would have expected this smaller truck to be more fuel efficient, which isn't always the case. I once drove a Ford Ranger from Ottawa to Toronto, which is about, how far is that? 325 kilometers, something like that, maybe. So in miles, it's probably like 250 miles, maybe. I'm not very good at that conversion. But yeah, so about 325 kilometers, something like that. And wasn't the most fuel efficient vehicle, the Ranger. I mean, it was okay to drive. I was driving by myself. Wow, look at all the accidents today. What the heck happened there? And that's how you get into accidents yourself in real life. By looking at the other accidents. Or you get people rubbernecking when they're driving by and going, ooh. And then because they're not paying attention, they obviously slow down, and then you slow down traffic, and then miles behind the actual accident, everyone's slowed down because people are driving by taking a look at what's going on. I mean, you're supposed to slow down anyways because of emergency personnel and whatnot, but you don't want to do it so much so that you create a ridiculous traffic jam, because that leads to more issues normally. So at least it's been my experience. Look at the old wagon there, nice. We used to have one of those when we were younger. Family wagon. Lived outside of town. And it went to the demolition derby in the end, which was kind of fun. Alright, take a look at these mountains out here. Nice. Very cool. Also, before I forget to mention it, Washington has been officially announced as the next DLC. No release date as per usual. They just said available in 2019, so it'll be available this year sometime. Where, or when I should say, unknown. Alright, we need to get out of this lane, I think. Yep. There we go. Nice clean exit there. Usually get boxed in, so it always is a pain in the ass. There we go. But yeah, so they really talked about that being the next DLC, which would be kind of interesting to see. And they talked about how it has its own feel to it, just like Arizona. What was it, Saskatchewan? Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, all those. Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's not even the United States. Oh goodness. We also got to see, when I was at the car show, we also got to see a Bugatti Chiron, which was pretty spectacular. A very nice looking car, like stunning. Like if you were to drive it down the road, like the car we saw, it was like an all white car. It looked, even though it's all white, like the detailing within the white itself, like the white quilted leather on the seats, and then the detailing with the chrome and everything, it was like quite breathtaking actually. Like wow, $5 million car it was. Now the Toronto Auto Show, which is coming up soon, has a Bugatti Chiron as well, but is the Lego version, which is kind of neat. Tucson or Tuscan, Tucson. No, it's definitely two. I don't wonder why it's pronounced. I wonder why it's written like that, but definitely not pronounced that way at all. The C is silent. I don't know. Maybe it's. Don't know. Maybe it's I'm not sure at all actually. I don't even want to wager a guess. I'm assuming it's not pronounced Tucson, and it's pronounced Tucson. Makes me think of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, with Lee Van Cleef, where he wants to go to Tucumcari. That's obviously not in the United States. It's in, I think it might be in New Mexico. Tucumcari? I don't know. Is it? I think it is. Where am I here? There it is. Yeah, New Mexico. Thought it was in Mexico for a second, then I'm like, no, that's not right. I remember going to Tucumcari. Yeah, whenever I see that, that always makes me think of Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Every time. And Lee Van Cleef with his very distinct nose. Anyways, if you don't know who Lee Van Cleef is, he's the tall guy with a mustache. Let's just say that. Who is the old general, I guess he was. So, all right. Don't have too far to go, I don't think. 86 miles. Yeah, that's not that bad. As long as I can stay on the road and not flip over like everyone else we've seen. It seems like we've seen a lot of accidents for a sunny day and non-slippery conditions. Maybe people just don't know how to drive in this state right now, like this particular time. I don't know. Like maybe there's a lunar eclipse going on. I don't know. But we saw like 3 accidents on the way here, just in this section of driving. Like, and that's the silly part about this. Like, it's not like I went, you know, 900 kilometers. I saw 3 accidents. I did, you know, maybe 400 kilometers, 300 kilometers, and saw 3 accidents. That's like an accident every 100 kilometers, or 100 miles, I should say. Sorry. Seems a little silly to me. Ah, well. But yeah, in the Toronto Auto Show, they have the Bugatti Chiron Lego Edition, which is going to be pretty spectacular as well. It'll be cool to see, but I don't think it'll look as stunning as like the actual car itself. Just do the detailing and whatnot. I've seen some pictures of it. It looks pretty sweet with the pictures, but sometimes it's hard to say whether the actual car will look that good in real life as well. Just like when you see someone's profile picture and you see them in real life, sometimes it's different. Like, for example, right now on my LinkedIn profile, for example, I don't have a beard at all, and it's pretty rare that I don't have a beard. So if you were to see me there and then see me in real life, you'd be like, ah. Alright. Let's get our turns coming up here. Put our Jake brake on, or toggle our Jake brake here, or engine brakes. Here we go. Nothing there. Ooh, made that turn nicely. Good. Still revving the RPMs up too high. Like, technically I should be shifting like way back here. But I am taking the 2000 RPMs all the time. Like, here's where I could probably shift comfortably without getting too crazy. But inevitably I'll go up to 2000 RPMs like all the time. Don't know why. Is that like a nursery? Or a winery? I don't think I've ever been to that winery before. I don't think I've been to many of the wineries. I know there's actually a achievement for going to all 4 wineries, I believe. pretty sure I've only been to like one, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an achievement seeker. Some people love doing that stuff, but I see it, and if I happen to achieve it, yeah. And every now and then, I might get the feeling like, oh, I should do that, and then forget about it. Some people are like, need to be like 100% done everything. Me, not so much. Like I said, if I hit it, great. If I don't, whatever. All right. Last leg of the journey here. Let's try not to muck it up. It's funny, in this context, saying muck it up, like manure muck, just for those who are wondering, it sounds a bit odd to say. But in farm sim mode, it makes perfect sense. Don't need gas, I don't think we do. Nope, still like a half a tank, it looks like. Which is good. We're off in the middle of nowhere. What's that down there? It's a little dusty. It's a dust storm, if it just like a pit down there. Could be a pit, actually. They do have gravel pits in the game. Alright, coming up to our destination here, looks like. Looks like it is the farm. Oh no, not quite that one. Stay on the road, Ian. Alright, last little leg here. Let's slow her down. Rest stop there, looks like. Alright, here's our stop, ladies and gentlemen. San Simon. San Simon. I guess that's how they say it. What are our options? I can do anything. Oh, they only have a where should I place it? Okay, whatever. Do I put my flashers on? Oh, I changed the information there. Okay, that's kind of cool. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Going through all the buttons, I'm like, which one's which? Got lots of space on that side. Gotta watch out for this guy who's working on 3-seaters. We should be good. Stay on this side a little bit longer, and then sneak in. I think that's close. I can't tell. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I was a little concerned there for a second. Cargo is ready for unloading. Oh, that's right. Detach the trailer. I forgot I'd stopped my own trailer. How did we do? We did excellently. Sweet. Apparently we got one of 9 heavy loads apparently too. That I think I'm pretty sure I've done that before, but anyways. Well, there you go, folks. That's it for me for today. Another little journey, or the last leg of that journey with the Casa tractor, or the Case tractor. Case Steiger looks like. Not sure which one, mind you, but that's that. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, folks. My name is EORUS once again, and I'll catch you guys later.